You might think I'm crazy. I want to figure out how to deal with weeds without chemicals.
Okay.
As in without chemicals.
Oh, without chemicals?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On this episode of Suits to Boots, we pick up our first ever bags of field corn seed. We play with some more fire and buy a new piece of equipment that will help us manage weeds without having to use chemicals. And of course, as usual, nothing goes as planned.
How'd that break? That's like a solid piece of metal, and somehow this part is not fun, no. So one of the most exciting times I have found as a new farmer is when you get to go pick up your seeds for the new planting season. And this year we're excited because this is going to be our first year of planting corn. So it should be a whole different experience, but we got the call that the seeds are ready. So we got to hook up the trailer. We're going to see if the new farm truck can handle my big flatbed trailer. And we're going to run up to the seed dealer and pick up our 100 acres worth of corn. And so let's jump in the car and go pick them up. This is the trailer we got to get back there. So we got to move the Bobcat, the lawnmower, and the go-kart. You remember last year when we went to go get the seeds? It doesn't feel like that long ago, does it? It feels like a month ago, but it was like a whole, almost like, actually it was a little more than a year because last year we planted earlier than this year, so. All right, here we are. You might think I'm crazy. I want to figure out how to deal with weeds without it, as in without chemicals.
Oh, without chemicals?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which I know is going to be a bit of a challenge, but that's kind of, I just want to mess around with that.
Okay.
So like a rotary hoe and a row cultivator, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm crazy, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be, especially with water hemp and all those weeds like that.
I see. I don't want to call it organic necessarily, but I want to be in that direction. How can I do it in a way that might, on my size farm, I feel like it'll be a lot more work, field work, but I just feel better about it.
Okay.
I don't love chemicals. Sure. Our kids are running around, they're all over the place. If I do chemicals in the future, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
After last year, I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Really? Okay.
It's not worth it to me to just be like around that stuff and breathing it and just all that. I was like, man, is it really worth messing around with that stuff? Sure. I just feel like it's not.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong. That's a naive farmer not knowing one or the other.
You're going to keep the sprayer at this point?
I'm keeping the sprayer. Okay. I've got the sprayer. It's there. Yep. But so if it gets crazy out of control and I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah. I'll be up here to mess around with that. I might be naive to think that I'm going to be able to do it, but most people go the chemical route and there's a reason for that too. Yeah. And I'm not totally against it, but I'm like, you know what? If for them, I have time. That's the one thing I do have. Sure. I have time. Okay. So if it takes a lot of time, I got it. Okay. I have 100 acres. It's not like I'm doing some crazy amount of farming. No, buy the tillage equipment or anything? I'm buying it. Starting to buy different pieces, and that's my thought at this point. So this year we have about half the amount of seeds that we had last year when we planted soybeans. So going from 80 bags down to about 44 bags, and we increased the number of acres that we're planting by another 15 to 20. But the price for the corn seed was actually another 30% over the cost of the double the number of bags of soybeans. Appreciate it. All right, see you, Bobby. You too. Hopefully my truck doesn't break. It's like really tilted down. I don't know how excited he is about what I just told him, but he's a nice enough guy where he won't tell me I'm a nut job, but he kind of thinks I am a little bit. But at the same time, here's what I know is that he really only knows one way of farming, and that is traditional farming, using chemicals and fertilizers and all these things. So again, this is what I love about having a relatively small farm on 100 acres is I get to mess around with stuff. Ooh, this truck is really struggling. Now that the weight is on it, I get to mess around with stuff, and it's not life or death. If you had 1,000 acres and your whole life depended on that farmland to produce, it's probably a little bit different, and you really don't have the choice to maybe manually control the weeds. You almost have to use chemicals, and I get it, but I do think that for me, it makes more sense to try this. We'll see. Oh, yeah, might break my truck, who knows? Just a giant tractor on Main Street. That's a fertilizer spreader, that's what that is. Did you see it's a full moon? It's cool, huh? Oh. This is all the nasty old fencing that was around the barn. I don't think so. I mean, it's not windy. Should just go straight up.
I need the Bobcat over here to like push all this up, but I popped the tire from a nail on these boards. But I suppose I could still use it. Look at that bonfire. Take a seat, enjoy it. Well, we got our newest piece of farm equipment. A 15-foot Case IH 180, what's it called? A 180 or 181? I don't know. I can't remember the numbers, but it's a rotary hoe. So I'm planning to use this to help with weed control. So we'll see if it works. So we just got home with it, and he used a loader, a tractor with a loader on the front to put it on the trailer. I don't have a tractor with a loader. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get it off the trailer. I was thinking we'd use the Bobcat and maybe some straps on the bucket and see if that would lift it, but I don't know. Might not be enough. I got chains. We could use chains too, maybe. Chains would probably be better because these straps, I don't know if they'll hold. All right, I think it makes the most sense to do it without the bucket. If we go over here, or even better, if I wrap it around, and then where's the most solid part on here? Probably this. Now, if we do the same thing over here, think it's gonna work? I guess we're gonna find out. I'm gonna try to tilt it up, lift it, and bring it off. So we'll see. Here we go. Stay back. I put any holes in the fender?
I don't know if those are already there, but I
don't know, but it's just that's just from rust, so it's fine.
I don't see anything over here.
All right. Now we put the jack back on, and so when I drop it back down, I can set it here, and then we can go get the tractor and hook it up and see if it works. I've never hooked anything up with the 3-point hitch, so we'll have to see. So from what I understand, what this will do will help me with weed control by basically these spikes will go, about a 1/2 inch. If I set it correctly, it should go about a 1/2 inch into the soil. And then as long as I hit it before the weeds get out of hand, it should rip the weeds out and fling them up into the air, basically derooting them and killing them, hopefully. And I can basically do this right before I plant, so now. So I'll probably be planting later this week. And then a little bit after I plant as well. So from what I understand, when the corn starts to come out and is maybe a few inches tall, I can still use this one more time for weed control. So that's what this is. Basically, it just goes along here. These wheels have springs on them, so there's tension on the ground, and they're just kicking out the dirt and kicking out the weeds. So that's the plan. It's got a big shield on it right here, because from what I understand, it kicks so much mud and dirt, it's just going to throw it, because you're supposed to go pretty fast, like 15, 20 miles an hour, and it's going to throw up dirt, and this will keep it from slinging all over the side of the tractor. So let's go get the tractor and see what it does. All right. I've never used the 3-point hitch on this thing, so we got to figure out how that's going to work, and I really don't want to get pinched in between here, so we got to be real careful. Those have to lift up inside, I see. This thing comes out. That's going to be so close to that. So do I need to, clearly I need to like adjust this thing. Boy, those are stiff. What does that do? Let's see. We got to figure out how to adjust this thing. I wonder if I use this pin, if it would start turning for me. There we go. And I bet it's somehow reverse threaded on one of these. No, it's the other way. Okay, so we're going to see if we can turn this guy in to shorten it up. But that's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to shorten it up here too, which means I need some kind of tool to grab this and turn. So we got to go find some tools. Really, when I use like a big pipe wrench, I feel like I have one somewhere. I can see there's marks on here. Somebody else did this before. Oh yeah, there's marks all over it from a pipe wrench. So I think we need to turn it. Oh, that's super stiff though. Oh my goodness. All right, now it's moving a little better. Let's check the distance. Still needs to go further. Let's see where we are now. Still further. Quite a ways yet. I think I can do it with my hand now. Still more. We're getting close though. That, or you know what? Before I do this, I should probably get the bottom ones hooked up first, because I bet it's going to change once I get the bottom hooked up. Shoot. I didn't think about that. I'm going to go inside and lift these to try to get them hooked up to the bottom. Here we go. That worked. Now I need to go forward. I don't know how to get them to stop moving. I do remember some little buttons back here. Maybe that's, oh yeah, look, you can just do it right from here. Basically, it's not wide enough now. How do you get them wide enough to go on, but not too wide? Maybe you have to take those pins out and put the pins back on once it's on. No, because it would only go so wide. I don't know. I'm gonna back up and see what happens. See, now they're the right size, but now they won't go out to go on because there's not much wiggle room in these. Do you have to adjust them now and then put them on, adjust them on? I don't know. You'd think there'd be an easier way to do this, but because now I gotta, I mean, this part is not fun. No, this part is not fun. If it would just hook up and just, this is what I'm saying, having nice equipment. I bet new stuff, you just back up to, you push a button and it hooks up. This is like old school. There's probably a right and a wrong way to do it. I just don't know what it is. So I just figured out by doing it the wrong way until it's so obvious that it's like, oh, that's how you do that. So now they won't go out far enough when I back up. Oh, and I just, how'd that break? That's like a solid piece of metal. And somehow, oh, a pin came out somewhere. How does a pin come out? It's right here, but why did that come out? So I mean, this is every time you're like, okay, this time it's gonna go smooth, but then that's what happens. That pin should not come back out. Oh, I bet I put that in the wrong way. Yeah, I totally did. Okay, I don't understand what's supposed to happen here, but I'm just gonna back up and hope that it, okay, now this side's close, but now I gotta adjust that now again to close it back in. Okay, it's on. I don't understand. Maybe I'm gonna try to back up a little bit. I think I got it. Thought I did. Can't do it all by myself is the problem. I can't forget to take that out either, but I should be able to lift it here in a second. This is so dumb. I'm obviously not doing something right. I need to adjust this now so that it'll go on. Because that pushes this over, which slides it on, but why does it have to be so touchy? And actually, you think it'd be fine because I don't have the pin in. It should move. There. I'm never taking it off. No, I'm serious. I'll have to buy another tractor. Now let's see if I can lift it up. See if it'll actually lift. There we go. It's not quite doing what I need it to yet. It's not going deep enough, I don't think. So I think I need to lower this to like be able to go deeper. I don't know. Now that I think about it, would it be easier if it was off the ground to do that? No, it's actually harder because all the weight's pulling on this now. I'm just gonna try that, see if that's any better. It just doesn't feel like it's going deep enough. Part of the problem is where I'm driving, the tires are packing it down and then this thing won't hit it. Try that again. It's still not super deep, but maybe it's getting the little ones, I don't know. I don't know if it's doing what it's supposed to do. I mean, this looks pretty good. There's some of the weeds and stuff it really wasn't doing anything to. I just drive right over them. It might be because it's too wet right now because it just rained. I need to do a little more research on when to do it. But like right here, see, I guess it chopped that leaf off. Oh yeah, look, it did pull that chunk of stuff out. I mean, when I look in here, it didn't get whatever that was, but that was a little bit further under. It's definitely turning like the top ½ inch over, but I just wonder because it's so wet that it's just like coming out in clumps. And maybe it needs to come out more like sandy, you know? Okay, here's one. That didn't get it all, but it did kind of flip it over. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe, or maybe when it's wet, it should, that is the wet, I don't know. See, that one's not out of there. Didn't get that piece. We're gonna try the rotary hoe again today in a different field. See if it's any drier than it was yesterday, because yesterday we did the field in front of the house, but it had just rained earlier in the day, and not a lot, but a little bit, and so it was kind of clumpy, and I just wonder if it'll work better in a field that's drier. So we're gonna try that, and we could totally be wasting our time doing this. I have no idea if it's helping at all, but I feel like it can't hurt. It's supposed to rain later this week too, so I was trying to get in between the rain because I have a feeling this time next week we'll be planting, most likely. Somewhere in next week we'll be planting. And I really want to keep on top of the weeds, so we'll see how it goes. It's definitely chopping it up. I don't know if it's chopping up the weeds really. All right, let's jump out and just see what the ground is looking like. I want to see if any of the weeds are getting pulled out or not, So it doesn't really look like it's working a little bit, but a lot of these weeds are just still very much in the ground, I think, because look how thick that weed is already. So I think the problem is the weeds are already, some of these are too thick. So I don't know if it's really doing anything with the weeds. That one, it kind of busted that out of there, but is it still going to survive with this big chunk of dirt on there? It might. So I don't really know if we're even doing anything as far as like actual weed control. Like these are still pretty much intact, probably because they're already beyond the white, what do they call it? Like the white root stage or whatever, or the white string stage, but I don't really know. Let's just keep going. All right, the next thing we do is get some black dirt because there's a huge hole in my field where there was some erosion and I am not gonna be able to plant there as it is. So we gotta go get some dirt and try to fill that hole. There's a bucket full of dirt. So here's the big trench, and it all comes from that hill over there. There's a valley, and the water flows through, comes underneath the road through this culvert and goes right out here. It was not like this last year, so I don't know if we just got a lot more rain or what, but I'm gonna have to try to fill this in. There's no way I can cross this with my planter. So I don't know if I should maybe try to get some of the dirt that flowed out from down here and like push it back up, or if I just need to keep bringing dirt in like I just did, one bucket at a time. I'm not sure. The good news is, look how thick this black dirt is. Like and look at, there's worms right there. There's just worms right there. Look at that, more worms. We have a lot of worm, and that's a really good sign from what I understand. So just in this one spot, look at, there's another worm right there. Yeah, so I think the good news is that tells me even deep down below, we've got really good soil here with earthworms like everywhere. But now we just gotta start filling this up. Pretty filled with dirt, and I packed it down. Now we're just gonna pull back. We're gonna set the bucket down and just try to pull back and smooth it out. do that again. Something like that, I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's much better. Well, we're bringing another piece of equipment home. Check it out. That's what you call a grain cart, and we're going to use it for fertilizer because I've come to the conclusion that I've got to do fertilizer. So we found this one. It's like never been used for fertilizer. It's only been used for seed. And so it's like rust free, and it's old, but it feels almost brand new. Follow us as we share with you all the ups and downs of becoming new farmers in a modern world as we go from suits to boots.